this is a 3,000 mile review of 35-inch Yokohamas, and so far they've been amazing. Road noise is not bad at all. It's a little louder than stock, but honestly, if you compare it to the wind noise, it's about the same, and it's not overpowering that bothers you. Alignment's killer. The truck goes dead straight. So stock is around 32 inches and bumping it up to 35. It's not a huge difference, but you do feel like the truck's a little heavier. The rolling mass is a little heavier, mainly when you brake. So if you go do a hard brake, you'll notice it takes slightly bit longer, a little more difficult than the stock tires did. Miles per gallon is pretty close to the same. It's a little off, maybe by 1 or 2 miles per gallon, but it's not a huge difference. Slight vibration in the steering wheel. I mean, it's nothing that really sticks out and bothers you and shakes your hand, but you'll notice it does have a little bit of an aggressive mud terrain vibration in the steering wheel. And I think a lot of that has to do with the 1-inch spacers I'm running. Because I know my wife's 4Runner had 1-inch spacers, and she didn't like the shaking in the steering wheel, so I ended up taking them off, and it ended up being butter smooth after that. So I think if it gets to a point that I want a smoother ride, I'll take the wheel spacers out, or if I end up towing close to 9,000 or 10,000 pounds with this truck, I'll take the wheel spacers out. For right now, I'm gonna let it ride. Taking it up to 60 miles per hour. You can't really hear the tire. It doesn't bother you at all. And honestly, once you turn the radio on, you can't hear anything. So with the radio, I added the General Motors option of the kicker subwoofer for the AT4, the Bose system. So when this truck went in for the infamous lifter problem misfire, and they had to change the whole right bank of the cylinder head, the lifters and springs. While I was in there for 3 weeks, I told them, hey, why don't you head and throw a subwoofer in there for me? And when I got the truck back, I was really excited. I'm like, the AT4 already has Bose sound system, and adding a subwoofer, it's just gonna be amazing. So when I got the truck, I was expecting it, to hit pretty good and to rattle the truck pretty good. But at first, I didn't even think the subwoofer was on. I thought something was wrong with the wiring. I thought there was an on and off switch or something, because I was like, I don't even hear the subwoofer. But it was on and running. And so first expectation was, it was disappointment, spending that kind of money, and I expected the subwoofer to just hit like an old school sound system would. But then the more I drove the truck with the subwoofer, the more I kind of noticed it was a lot louder and a lot cleaner, and it still vibrates the rearview mirror and the side mirrors. And at the end of the day, what it came down to, it was about sound quality. So it increased the volume, the watts of the sound system as a whole, and it added the lower frequency, which makes the sound quality a lot better. So for the money, I don't know if it was worth it, but it's a clean sound system, so I'm pretty happy with it. But if you're gonna spend the money and expect old school subwoofer hitting hard on songs, it's not gonna happen. But overall sound quality, it's definitely there. But I'm in traffic now, so I can't do too much of a review after this. But the tires are super smooth, ride quality is really good, and I'm really happy with them. So definitely highly recommend it. And also, I want to add something to the last video of editing what I thought was a body mount. There's an easier way to do it. Instead of trimming that bracket that I showed in that last video, if you just want to remove the bracket with the 4 bolts, it's a lot easier process. So removing 4 13mm bolts, brackets off. Tons more room now. Way better. But damn, look at that exhaust. What the hell is that? Another $1,000 bucks.